morning, everyone. So today we have Wisteria frutescens, or American Wisteria. There's about 10 different species of Wisteria. A lot of them are highly invasive, Chinese and Japanese especially, getting up to like 50 to 80 feet tall and 30 to 40 feet wide. This variety gets 15 to 30 feet tall, so it's not as invasive as some of the others. It is native to southeastern United States. It's still pretty vigorous grower. Needs constant maintenance. You want to prune this at least twice a year, once in the summer in July, August. You want to do a light prune at that point, taking all these, let's see if I can find a good one, taking all these green stems back to like leaving 5 to 7 growth nodes. And then you want to prune again in the winter, like January, February, and you can do a harder prune then, taking it back to like 2 to 3 nodes. That'll just keep it in check. These guys do send runners out along the ground that will root in, so they can grow that way as well. You want to be mindful of that. Any sucker growth on the bottom, this one has a little bit down there, but nothing I can really show you. So you want to take care of that as well. Leave that bottom trunk kind of clear, helps with the health of the plant. And as with all plants, you want to remove any dead or diseased material. And as far as diseases and pests go, these guys are pretty hardy. You get the usual like spider mites, aphids, mealies, but doesn't typically pose a major threat to the plant. They are prone to root rot, so they want really well-draining soil, and they do want to be, they're fairly drought tolerant once established, but the first few years you got to really keep up with the watering. They want full sun, so 6 or more hours a day. And they get very heavy as they grow, so they need a really strong like arbor, trellis, nice strong wall or something. American Wisteria has much shorter, these are called racemes. This has much shorter racemes than like the Chinese or Japanese one can get to like up to a foot long. These are like 2 to 6 inches. It's not quite as showy, but still beautiful. Light fragrance to them. The Chinese and Japanese varieties are strongly fragrant, which is really nice, but super invasive, so don't plant them. These guys are also very toxic to humans and animals, so beware if you're planting with pets in the yard. Try and keep it to an area where the pets can't get to it. There is some debate as to whether the flowers are edible, but there is toxin in the flowers. It's just in a slightly lower concentration, so don't go snacking on these guys. So, does anyone have any questions? Yeah. They can be as they get older. These stems can get pretty thick and very rigid, so yeah, you don't really want them growing up a tree. You do see a lot of them growing like roadside on trees, and it will kill them. Again, especially the Japanese and Chinese varieties that get so large, they're just completely enveloping the tree, blocking out sunlight and strangling the trunks and branches. I believe it does. Birds will help with that, but yes, I think it will drop seeds and reseed from there. One kind of interesting thing about these, it can take up to 20 years for them to bloom if grown from seed. A lot of the plants that we get in the nursery setting are taken from cuttings. They root very easily from cuttings. So it just helps get blooms faster for the decoration of it. Any other questions? Oh, actually, fun fact about these guys. The American Wisteria twines counterclockwise, while some varieties twine clockwise, so it varies by species. Just think that's pretty cool. Fun plant adaptation, yeah. All right, anything else? Nope. Okay, you're welcome.